Hello everybody, welcome back. The implementation of the stamina and oxygen systems with the upcoming Alpha 3.0 update in Star Citizen will not only introduce the very first elements of survival gameplay to the game, but will also change the way we are fighting, since tactical gameplay and strategic thinking are finally becoming a reality. Obviously, our main topic for today is going to be these two systems and how they will affect our everyday life in the verse, but before we talk about them, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the production schedule report. The hot issues blocking the Evocati PTU release have been reduced to 76 from 94, and these are some really great news, and to be totally honest, something that we were expecting. This is because the 94 issues were created thanks to the stream of visitors during Gamescom playing and testing the Alpha 3.0 demo. So we knew that sudden increase of issues during Gamescom, a little after Gamescom, was not something normal, was something extraordinary. And we are now getting back into schedule, and hopefully we will soon see the Alpha 3.0, at least for the Evocati, being released. Some more great news regarding the burn down process comes directly from CAG in the production schedule report, and what they are saying us is that the burn down process is finally coming to a close and it will be over very soon. Now, when that might be and when we might get an Evocati PTU release date, it is still unknown. The last date we had was October 9th, before it was removed. So we will have to wait until October at least and see if we are going to get the Alpha 3.0 on our hands. Nonetheless, with these new numbers, things seem to be going very well, and we might even get the Alpha 3.0 sometime before or during CitizenCon of this year. Now let's go back to our main topic and discuss about the stamina and oxygen systems that we are going to get for the first time with the Alpha 3.0 update. At first glance, they might be very different and not be connected one to each other, but the reality is that they are indeed connected, and stamina will affect your oxygen pool and will affect your oxygen consumption. We could say that our everyday life in the verse is going to change dramatically with this new update, and every action we do will have a consequence. To explain briefly and simply how these two systems are going to work, stamina components will take into consideration the stamina cost of actions and the stamina regeneration in order to decide how much stamina you will be consuming and how fatigued you will become after certain action. Your stamina will drain depending on stance, equipment weight. The heavier the weapons you are carrying, the more stamina you will be consuming. In general, the more stuff you are carrying, the more stamina you will be consuming, but also movement slope. Walking up will consume more stamina than walking down. In general, more physical intense actions like sprinting or jumping will consume more stamina and affect your breathing and heart rate. As a result, when you are sprinting or jumping or doing something else physically tense, you will become fatigued and your heart rate will increase. You will start breathing irregularly, and because of this you will start consuming more oxygen. So we can see that stamina and oxygen are tied and will affect each other. It is apparent with these new systems coming to the game, we will have to be very careful of our stamina, of our oxygen in general. We will have to be very careful of our actions and follow a certain plan, because just sprinting and jumping left and right will have a huge cost on both of our resources and will eventually lead us to our death. So simply like this, tactical combat is being introduced to Star Citizen, taking the game to a whole new level. And it is not only the consumption of stamina or oxygen that will affect our characters and our gameplay performance. Wounds at different parts of our character's body will have different effect on our character as well. So for example, a wound on the arm will affect our recoil and obviously our aim. A wound on the leg will reduce the movement speed and increase the stamina cost for jumping and sprinting. And a wound on the torso will decrease the stamina pool and regeneration. There are so many things that we have to consider with the upcoming update that will make Star Citizen a whole new game, a different but better experience. From now on, it will be wise to not sprint around, to not sprint everywhere, but walk. Try to have a certain plan to follow, and this is simply because if we are sprinting all the time when we will need to shoot, we will not be able to aim properly. Our aim will be all over the place. So someone that is planning carefully his actions will have an advantage over other players. All these will affect primarily stamina, and stamina will affect oxygen and our survival, of course, but there are other conditions that we will have to take into consideration if we wish to survive in the verse. Our oxygen and in general our survival in space and in the various hostile environments will also be affected by the atmospheric composition of a room or an area, such as the surface of one of the 3 moons that will come with the Alpha 3.0. In order to survive, we will always have to wear our suit and helmet. And it's not only areas that we are visiting, but accidents that can happen while we are flying with our spaceships. A sudden depressurization might cause our death if we are not wearing helmets. So we will always have to be ready to wear fast our helmet and suit and survive any incident. Thankfully, there are going to be many info and indications of what is going on around us. We will be able to read the atmospheric composition of a room or an area in our Mobiglass and tell easily if the atmosphere is breathable or if we should keep wearing our helmet. According to the developers, areas with not enough oxygen for humans to survive or with low pressure are going to be just the beginning, and later there are going to be added a lot more interesting scenarios such as radiation sickness, depressurization sickness, diseases and other extreme conditions that could cause our death. What is even more interesting is the mention that if we get radiation sickness, for example, we will have to see a medical specialist in order to get rid of that condition. And this is quite interesting, and it creates a lot more opportunities for players that want to follow the medical profession. Some more interesting info regarding this topic have to do with the alien races of Star Citizen and the fact that they will not be breathing oxygen. So we will have to be very careful when we are visiting their areas, their ships, or if we are transporting them from one location to another. We will have to provide them with the appropriate atmosphere so they will not die and pay us when they reach their destination. In order to make the experience a lot more realistic, there will be visual animations and audio breathing sound effects appropriate for both FPS and piloting in order to let us know of our condition, let us know of what our character's condition is. So if we are tired and breathing irregularly, it will be depicted on the screen and we will be able to hear our character breathing heavily, and it will be also very difficult to aim. From what we have seen in the latest Around the Verse, the developers are doing an excellent job with these new systems, and the implementation of these features will definitely change Star Citizen for the better. Some minor concerns have to do with balancing these features. It seems that the developers are using Star Marine and not the open and vast worlds of Star Citizen in order to get this system into the game, so this might have as a result stamina and oxygen depleting faster, but I guess it is only for testing purposes, and it is much easier to test these new systems in a confined environment like the Star Marine levels. Overall, I find it a great addition, and I think it will make Star Citizen a much better experience, a much more realistic experience that will give depth to the game and will make exploration, fighting and every other activity in the verse very realistic and very interesting. As always, I would love to hear your opinion about these new features, these new systems, and how you think will affect your gameplay in Star Citizen. And also, do not forget that I am giving away an Avenger Titan, and you can participate by simply leaving a comment. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I am Squid of Love, and I will see you around the verse. Bye bye.